Hey, Wealthy Minds! Welcome back to another episode of Wealthy Minds Insights, the show where you learn how to master your money and your mind. I'm your host and your coach on this amazing adventure to financial freedom and personal growth. If you're ready to discover the secrets, to stop caring about what other people think, you're in luck. Today's video is all about unleashing your inner rebel and living life on your own terms. So, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. Do you care what other people think? Be honest. It's okay, we all do. It's a natural instinct we have. And it makes sense because if you truly don't care at all, you might end up being a social outcast. Would you still be my friend? No. Find your fire. Ignite passion over judgment. Have you ever felt like you have a fire inside you, a burning desire to do something amazing, something that makes you feel alive and fulfilled? But then, you also have this voice in your head, telling you that you can't do it, that you're not good enough, that people will laugh at you, judge you, or reject you. How do you deal with that voice? How do you find your fire and ignite it over judgment? Well, let me tell you a story. A story about a young man who had a passion for music. He loved to rap, to write lyrics, to express himself through his art. But he also faced a lot of criticism, a lot of rejection, a lot of doubt. He was told that he was too white, too poor, too angry, too controversial. He was told that he would never make it in the music industry, that he should give up on his dreams, but he didn't. He kept working hard. He kept honing his craft. He kept pursuing his passion. He didn't care what other people thought. He cared about what he thought. He cared about his fire. And you know what? He became one of the most successful and influential artists of all time. His name is Eminem now. I'm not saying that you have to be like Eminem, or that you have to rap, or that you have to face the same challenges that he did. But I'm saying that you have to find your fire, whatever it is that makes you happy, that makes you excited, that makes you unique. And you have to ignite it over judgment, over fear, over doubt. You have to believe in yourself and in your vision. You have to follow your heart and your intuition. You have to live your passion and your purpose. So, I want you to do something for me. I want you to close your eyes and imagine your ideal day. Imagine what you would do, where you would go, who you would meet, how you would feel. Imagine that you are living your fire, that you are living your dream. How does that feel? How does that make you smile? How does that make you proud? Now, open your eyes and ask yourself, what is stopping you from living that day? What is stopping you from living your fire? Is it really other people's opinions, or is it your own? And if it's your own, can you change it? Can you choose to ignite your passion over judgment? Can you choose to live your fire? Create an inner circle. Care about those who truly matter now. You might be thinking, okay, I get it. I have to find my fire and ignite it over judgment. But what if I lose my friends, my family, my social life? What if I become lonely, isolated, misunderstood? What if I have no one to support me, to encourage me, to love me? Well, let me tell you something. You don't need everyone to like you, to approve of you, to agree with you. You only need a few people who truly matter, who truly care, who truly understand. You only need an inner circle. An inner circle is a group of people who share your values, your goals, your vision. They are the people who inspire you, who challenge you, who motivate you. They are the people who accept you, who respect you, who appreciate you. They are the people who are loyal, honest, and trustworthy. They are the people who are there for you no matter what. They are the people who are your true friends, your true family, your true tribe. And you know what? You don't need a lot of them. You only need a few. As the comedian Bill Burr once said, you only need about 5 people in your life that you love and that love you back. That's all you need. The rest of the people are just filler. So, how do you create an inner circle? How do you find those 5 people, or however many you need, who truly matter? Well, you have to be selective, you have to be intentional, you have to be authentic. You have to choose quality over quantity, You have to choose depth over breadth. You have to choose connection over popularity. You have to be yourself and attract people who resonate with you, who vibe with you, who align with you. You have to be open and communicate with people who listen to you, who understand you, who support you. You have to be generous and give value to people who appreciate you, who respect you, who reciprocate you. And you know what else? You have to be aware of the people who don't matter, who don't care, who don't understand. You have to be aware of the people who drag you down, who hold you back, who discourage you. You have to be aware of the people who judge you, who criticize you, who mock you. You have to be aware of the people who are the crabs in a bucket. Do you know what the crabs in a bucket syndrome is? It's a phenomenon where a group of crabs, when trapped in a bucket, will pull down any crab that tries to escape, preventing any of them from getting out. It's a metaphor for human behavior, where some people, when they see someone else succeeding, or achieving or growing, will try to sabotage them or discourage them or ridicule them, preventing any of them from reaching their potential. It's a sad and toxic behavior that stems from insecurity, jealousy, or resentment. And you don't need that in your life. You don't need the crabs in a bucket. You need the eagles in the sky. Decide your core values, a blueprint for self-confidence. So, you have your fire, you have your inner circle, but you still feel like something is missing. You still feel like you're not living your true self, not living your true life. You still feel like you're caring too much about what other people think. What do you do? How do you overcome that feeling? How do you become more confident, more strong, more brave? How do you become more yourself, more authentic, more free? Well, you have to decide your core values. You have to decide what matters to you, what defines you and what guides you. You have to decide your core values and live by them. Your core values are the principles that shape your character, your behavior, your decisions. They are the standards that you set for yourself and for others. They are the beliefs that you hold dear and that you stand for. They are the essence of who you are and what you want to be. They are your blueprint for self-confidence and for self-respect. And you know what? You don't need a lot of them. You only need a few. As the author and entrepreneur James Clear once said, you don't need more values. You need fewer values that you actually stick to. So how do you decide your core values? How do you find those few values that you actually stick to? Well, you have to be honest. You have to be reflective. You have to be intentional. You have to ask yourself some questions, such as, what are the things that make me happy, that make me fulfilled, that make me proud? What are the things that I admire, that I respect, that I aspire to? What are the things that I can't tolerate, that I can't compromise, that I can't betray? What are the things that I would fight for, that I would die for, that I would live for? The answers to these questions will reveal your core values, your true values, your personal values. And you know what else? You have to live by your core values. You have to align your thoughts, your words, your actions with your values. You have to be true to yourself and to your values. You have to be loyal, faithful, and honorable. You have to be like the celebrities who unapologetically live by their values, despite public judgment, such as Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, or Malala Yousafzai. Leave the validation casino. Break free from external validation. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. I have to decide my core values and live by them. But what if I still feel insecure, still feel inadequate, still feel unworthy? What if I still crave validation, still seek approval, still need recognition? What if I still depend on external validation, on likes, on comments, on compliments? Well, let me tell you something. You don't need external validation. You don't need likes. You don't need comments. You don't need compliments. You only need internal validation. You only need self-love. You only need self-respect. You only need self-confidence. You need to leave the validation casino and break free from external validation. What is the validation casino? It's a metaphor for the addictive and unpredictable nature of external validation. It's a place where you gamble with your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-image. It's a place where you hope to win big, to get a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of compliments. But you also risk losing big, to get a lot of dislikes, a lot of criticism, a lot of rejection. It's a place where you never know what you're going to get, where you're always at the mercy of other people's opinions, where you're always chasing the next hit, the next dopamine rush, the next validation high. It's a place where you're never satisfied, never fulfilled, never happy. It's a place where you're not in control, where you're not free, where you're not yourself. It's a place where you lose yourself and your fire. And you know what? You don't have to stay there. You don't have to play that game. You don't have to waste your time, your energy, your money, your soul. You can leave the validation casino and break free from external validation. You can stop caring about what other people think and start caring about what you think. You can stop seeking approval from others and start giving approval to yourself. You can stop needing recognition from others and start recognizing yourself. You can stop depending on external validation and start depending on internal validation. You can start loving yourself, respecting yourself, trusting yourself, believing in yourself. You can start being yourself and living your fire. How do you do that? Well, you have to be mindful, grateful and courageous. You have to be mindful of your thoughts, emotions and actions. You have to be aware of when you're seeking external validation and why you're seeking it. You have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, is this really what I want, or is this what others want? Is this really making me happy, or is this making me anxious? Is this really serving me, or is this hurting me? You have to be mindful and choose what's best for you, not what's best for others. You have to be grateful for what you have, for who you are, for what you've done. You have to appreciate yourself and celebrate yourself. You have to acknowledge your strengths, your achievements, your progress. You have to be grateful and focus on the positive, not the negative. You have to be courageous and face your fears, face your challenges, face your critics. You have to stand up for yourself and speak up for yourself. You have to defend your values, your goals, your vision. You have to be courageous and follow your fire, not your fears. Self-acceptance. Embrace your weird, imperfectly perfect self. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. I have to leave the validation casino and break free from external validation. But what if I still don't like myself, still don't accept myself, still don't embrace myself? What if I still feel ashamed, still feel guilty, still feel unworthy? What if I still have flaws, still have mistakes, still have regrets? Well, let me tell you something. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be flawless. You don't have to be faultless. You only have to be yourself. You only have to be real. You only have to be human. You have to accept yourself and embrace your weird, imperfectly perfect self. And you know what? You can do that. You can stop judging yourself, stop criticizing yourself, stop comparing yourself. You can start loving yourself, start respecting yourself, start appreciating yourself. You can start showing yourself, start expressing yourself, start celebrating yourself. You can start being yourself and living your fire. How do you do that? How do you accept yourself and embrace your weird, imperfectly perfect self? Well, you have to be kind. You have to be compassionate. You have to be forgiving. You have to be kind to yourself and treat yourself as you would treat your best friend. You have to be compassionate to yourself and understand yourself as you would understand your best friend. You have to be forgiving to yourself and forgive yourself as you would forgive your best friend. You have to use the best friend trick and ask yourself, would I say this to my best friend? Would I do this to my best friend? Would I feel this for my best friend? If not, then why am I saying it, doing it, or feeling it for myself?
You have to be kind, compassionate, and forgiving to yourself, and be your own best friend.
And you know what else? You have to be wise, you have to be realistic, you have to be optimistic, you have to be wise and ask yourself, what will matter when I'm 90? What will I remember? What will I regret? What will I cherish? Will I care about what other people think, or will I care about what I think? Will I care about how many likes I got, or will I care about how many lives I touched? Will I care about how perfect I was, or will I care about how happy I was? You have to be realistic and accept that you're not perfect, that you have flaws, that you make mistakes. You have to accept that you're human, and that's okay. You have to accept that you're imperfect, and that's beautiful. You have to be optimistic and believe that you can grow, that you can change, that you can improve. You have to believe that you're not stuck, that you're not doomed, that you're not hopeless. You have to believe that you're imperfect, and that's powerful. And there you have it, wealthy minds. I hope you enjoyed today's journey into the realms of personal growth and financial wisdom. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Wealthy Minds Insights for more empowering content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an insight. Remember, your uniqueness is your superpower, so go out there and live your fire.